Welcome to our social media. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips for a great social media strategy that you can do yourself. Now, there's 2 things you're going to want to do while you're watching here today. One, you're going to want to take some notes because I'm going to give you some free tools that you can use to implement these strategies. And then 2, take down my phone number. Feel free to call me if you have questions about anything you learned here today. Now, of course, social media is a great way to increase our business, to get exposure to new customers, and to get more sales. But of course, if we don't have the right strategy with our social media, we could be wasting a whole lot of our time, and time, of course, is money. Now, it's very easy to increase our paycheck. We just need a plan. We need to work our plan consistently, evaluate it constantly, and look to improve it all the time. Today we're going to learn 5 simple techniques for things that you can do yourself to build a great strategy, and one that sort of almost drives itself while you take care of your business and customers. You'll learn the secret search engine that's now number 2 behind Google, and how to beat your competitors to the top, how to get your competitors' customers to follow you, how to build a cross-platform robot that'll automatically update your Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter accounts while you sleep, how to use Facebook to build your email list, and how to utilize article marketing to drive traffic. Now, Mondays are great days to measure, meditate, and modify. Look back at what you did last week, last month, see what worked, see what didn't, tweak it up. Simple shifts can bring big results. Now, we need some numbers, to measure by. Okay? These are like yardsticks. If we don't know certain numbers in our business, how do we know if we're improving? One of those numbers that we need to measure by is this. What is lifetime value? How much is the average customer worth to you over their lifetime? How often do they do business with you? How much do they spend with you each month? How many years do you expect to be able to keep their business? What are they worth in terms of referrals? Okay. We need to know how much our average customer is worth to us, because if we don't know what they're worth, how do we know what we're willing to spend in time or money to get a new client? Another number that's one of our yardsticks is average sale. Average sale is something that we want to be tracking all the time, because we always want to be looking for ways to increase our average sale. Could we have add-on sales? Could we find additional profit centers for our business? Could we maybe have the same average sale, but increase the frequency with which our customers do business with us? And then, of course, again, we want to constantly be looking for those referrals. Now, let me ask you, what does it cost you to get a new client to do business with you the first time? Do you know that the average across all industries is somewhere between $100 and $300 to get a new customer to do business with you the first time, with no guarantee that they'll ever do business with you again? Now, think about that. I might have a little fast food restaurant, and maybe my average sale there is only, $7. But on the other hand, my customers come in quite often. So over their lifetime, an average customer could be worth $7,000, $9,000, $20,000. But one of the reasons we want to know what it's costing us to get a new customer is we want to know what it's costing us for each new phone call we get and each new email inquiry we get, especially if we have employees. When I used to run a retail operation, I used to keep the cost of a phone call taped above the telephone. So when my girls answered the phone, they knew that we were spending this month on average $20 to get our phone to ring with a new customer on the other end of it. They made sure that they made that phone call count. There was no just see you later, hang up. It was, well, when are you coming in? I'll make sure I'm here. Oh, Thursday would be a great day, 10 o'clock. And while I have you on the phone, just in case you don't make it in Thursday, would you like me to add you to our email list so that you can get information about our store and new things that are coming in? We have a sale coming up next month. We'll send you that information as well. Make every phone call count with a new customer. Same with email inquiries. And this is really important because there's another statistic that you really should take to heart. And that is this. Did you know that businesses lose 30% of their potential new business simply because they don't get back to people quick enough. Now, did you know that it's 12 times easier to increase your business through existing customers than to get a new customer? That's important to know. But we need a two-pronged approach regardless. We need a plan to market to our existing customers and, more importantly, market through our existing customers. And we need a plan for new customers. And this is where social media is just perfect. There's two truths we want to remember. One, we want to remember that people do business with people, not just faceless business entities. And two, we want to remember that we build a business the same way we eat an elephant. Now, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Each customer leads to the next, leads to the next. Business is like life. It's just one big Kevin Bacon game, 6 degrees of separation. Everybody knows everybody. Okay. Now, one thing I want to point out here, back to that first point about how people do business with people, not just faceless business entities. I read an article years ago. It was from a web marketing company, and they did a very interesting experiment. They went to a bunch of businesses. They picked businesses that had been in business more than 30 years, that had had a website for more than 7 years, and that had not made any changes to their websites in over 2 years. And they asked these businesses not to change anything about what they were doing, but they went in and they made one simple change to every single one of these businesses' websites. They put the photographs and a short bio of all the employees right on the company website, so that when people went to the company website, they did not feel like they were doing business with a faceless business entity. They could see the people that they were talking to on the telephone. If it was a service business and somebody was coming out to their house to repair something, they saw their picture before they even came out to their house. And they knew that John was married to Mary, and that they went to so-and-so church, they had 3 kids, and they loved to go canoeing on the weekend with their family. Okay? Now they were doing a business with friends, not just a business entity. Interestingly enough, every single business that they did this for had an increase in sales. Some of them as much as a 30% increase in sales the first 6 months. So again, keep that in mind. It's one of the reasons social media is so important. And then again, the other reason social media is important is because life is just one big Kevin Bacon game. Through social media, you can interact not just with the people who are already your customers, but with people who may be your customers in the future. They get to see you as a real live person. They get to interact with you. They get to see you interacting with other people. They get a sense of who you are, of what your integrity level is, of your level of knowledge. And this is why we need a great social media strategy. Now, could your customers be connected to potential new customers? Could your potential customers on your social media, on your Facebook page, be connected to potential new customers? Well, how about a loyalty or reward program? How are you encouraging referrals right now? Are you communicating with your people on a regular basis? Could you find potential new customers through social media and through connections groups? Now, with connectionsgroups.com, we have over 23,000 people on our email list, but we have over 2,300 people that have created profiles on our website, and those profiles are searchable. You can go in and put in a keyword and find people in any profession, provided they put that information in their profile, which obviously they probably did. You can go ahead and pick up the phone and call a lot of those members. You can contact them through the website. Now, we also have Connections Groups and myself, Sue, over 1,600 Facebook friends between my personal Facebook page and the Connections Group's Facebook fan page, and over 2,600 Twitter followers. So we have a lot of people we're already connected to. So if you're not connected to that many people yet, connect to us. Through us, you connect to others. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch into a great social media strategy, and a strategy that you can implement yourself. I'm going to give you some free tools that you can use to do this, and I'm going to do it on the next video. So go to video 2 to see what we're up to.